This week on the World Triathlon podcast, we're in Cagliari with Portugal's Vasco Vilaça. Currently riding high at the top of the world rankings after back-to-back podiums at WTCS Abu Dhabi and Yokohama, Vilaça heads into the weekend wearing the number one not only for the second time, but for the second successive time as he leads the French duo of Dorian Coninx and defending champion Bergere going into the third series race of 2023. So Vasco, welcome to the podcast. Getting amped for the weekend's action in Cagliari?
Hey Doug, thank you so much for the invite. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you've got a friend with you. Who's that?
Tommy Zaferes here, keeping us in tune, keeping us laughing.
The jam in our podcast sandwich today, Tommy Zaferes.
Who doesn't know why I'm here? Honestly, that was a pretty good ad-lib. At me like, why are you here? He just left his door open, so I came in.
We're just hanging out.
He's world number one. Why would I not want to be here?
I thought you came to play some FIFA or something.
Yeah, you need me to play FIFA because that's all I hear about from you guys.
We'll do that afterwards.
I'm too old now for FIFA.
Nah, never too old for that.
You've not got FIFA there with you. Do you bring it with you?
Look at this.
He's showing it on the camera. You can't see it because this is audio. He's holding up two controllers. They're customized. He even put in his name. No, I'm just kidding.
It's coming.
But he does have two camo controllers.
Yeah. So then we can play in
Europe, Schengen region.
Where the planes take off in the airport.
Yeah, anywhere in the airport. Cool.
In the airplane, flying to Japan. Yeah, and me and the other sat together. We're playing on the way there, on the way back.
Did you guys plan seats together? Or did you have to ask people to?
No, we both had someone a seat free on our side on one of the ways. So we just went together then.
Yeah.
Playing.
And so the reason to snuggle is bringing video games. So that's a good plan.
Indeed.
Well, hang on. How are you playing video games on an airplane? What's the secret?
So I have FIFA on my computer, and then I have the PlayStation controllers, and you can connect them with your computer.
Nice.
Put the computer up on the little tray tables.
And so tell us now, you're number one in the world for triathlon, but what number are you in between you and Yella?
Well, actually, I think so far I'm the one who won the most matches, but we did a tournament, and then I was actually third.
Third?
Yeah.
Behind who? Who is playing?
I think Yellow won, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
So you see your nemesis then?
Indeed. That's why I've been training on all the flights now.
That's why you didn't get Yellow controller. That's why two are here. You can't practice.
The second. Bicsak is the best, I think. Bicsak is Bicsak.
Yeah. Oh, he's pretty good as well, is he?
He's very good at it.
Are you playing? What team are you playing with there? Benfica?
Oh, you got it right. Yeah, Benfica.
Oh, yeah?
They're very good at it. It gets tough when the other guys are playing with Real Madrid or Barcelona, and Benfica, I like them, but maybe don't have such good players compared to the other teams. Basically, Portugal, so I have Ronaldo or Benfica, because it's Benfica.
I don't know enough about video games, but aren't you the one that's playing? So when you say Benfica's not very good, isn't that you? You playing Benfica?
Oh, Tommy.
I was trying. You always blame the computer. It's never you.
Okay, good rule.
Benfica are about to win the league, aren't they, for the first time in about 5 years? I mean, the proper league. Don't even care.
Well, then maybe they are. Let's hope they are. How do you know this?
I follow football. I know what's going on out there. I figured that's your team on FIFA. Maybe in the real world, you actually knew what was going on.
In my FIFA, I'm leading the table. That's true. In the real world, I have no idea. I didn't know that was important.
That's all that matters.
What's the Benfica Eagles name? Does it have a name?
Oh, it does. I don't know.
Oh man,
this doesn't have a name. Though.
Calling you out so hard on this, I didn't realize.
You're gonna kick me out of the team. Any of them listen to this? I'm out.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's like our Portuguese followers, Portuguese listeners, just tuning out one after the other. Nah, you've lost us now.
Any name I would have been
well, no, because then the people who
actually know.
Yeah, actually know that.
Well, they'll just write angry emails to World Triathlon, and Doug will get them.
I don't know what's an eagle name. I don't know.
Doug.
Doug an eagle.
Doug the Eagle.
Okay, it's Doug from now on.
Well, Eddie the Eagle is a movie.
True.
Good name, Eddie.
That's a good movie as well.
Wait, hang on. How did we get onto naming eagles? What's happening?
I just asked him what the Benfica Eagles name was.
So Benfica is logo mascot. Yeah, like
Well, I
it's
don't know
part of
if you call it something different, but
it's part of like the logo of the team, and also it's a mascot of the team. It's an eagle.
But they have a one that flies through the stadium, and it's massive.
I don't know if you in the Champions League they had it flying around the stadium. It's like beautiful. Before the match, like the eagle flies like across everyone. Like,
it's the same size as Vasco.
pretty much like when the wings are open.
But much wider. Yeah. My team's Norwich. They're called the Canaries, which I always think when you've got teams like the freaking Eagles and the Hawks and whatever, right? The Canaries is never really going to hit home in quite the same.
The Benfica Eagle would eat 10 canaries for breakfast.
That's for sure. That's for breakfast.
Rip the wings off. So yeah, you're in the apartment then, Tommy. Come on, give us a little. How's it looking at? Have you got your own place out there, Vasco? You've been there a few days, right?
Yeah, we've been here since last Sunday, so that means we've been here a week. I'm sharing an apartment with Luis Knabel. It's a pretty nice apartment, although the TV didn't have a HDMI cable to connect the computer with, so we can only use the computer screen for the FIFA.
That's a rookie mistake. You travel with 2 controllers, but not an HDMI connector.
I'll upgrade for next time.
Also, your apartment's quite nice, but your TV is quite small, very to the wall.
Yeah,
it's so tiny. But also, when I first walked in, I knew it was an athlete's apartment because straight out the gates, there's running shoes and cycling shoes and a bike trainer. But I was impressed with how clean it was. Some athletes' apartments, you walk in and you're just like, well, all right, this is for sure somebody who doesn't care. But Vasco seems to care, so.
Or maybe Louis picks up after me.
Oh, yeah, maybe rooming with Louis is the deal. But he did clean his bike, Vasco, so
well,
I'm impressed with the very clean bike sitting in the corner. And the apartment owners, for sure, are not going to fine you for bike tires on the white wall.
No, it's looking very good.
It looks very good, yeah.
Is that is like the most common complaint against a triathlete on Airbnb, is it? Like freaking tire marks all over the walls, what the heck?
Also, when the apartment is small and like you're trying to get the bike around, it's so easy to hit the tires on the walls, or when you just put the bike against the wall and you get like the bike marks.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard to get them to go away.
And when you're not tired, it's fine. But when you're tired, you're just like, oh, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. By the time it's checkout, you're like, get it out.
It is. Well. I'm waiting to we get into a hotel so I can wash the bike in the room.
In the bathtub?
Yeah. Because here I'll have to wash the bathtub.
Oh, yeah, true. But in the hotel, you just let the...
Oh, I feel like it. No?
Not going to start a hotel and invite you again.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it was straight from Yoko to Cagliari, was it? That was the plan. No need to go back to base in Girona.
Yeah, the idea was just as fast as possible get back to like the right time zone for the next race, which is Cagliari now, and we could have gone back to Barcelona or to Girona, but we thought that would just add extra travels, which was a bit unnecessary, being that we didn't have time to put in a big block of training anyways. So easier just to get back here to Cagliari, get a bit familiar with the place, and it's really not a lot of training we've had time to put in because we had almost 1 week to recover and then 1 week of taper. So maybe we had one session there that we could count as a hard session.
What was your travel path from Yokohama to here? Because like all the athletes are always saying like, oh yeah, I just went from Yokohama and then came straight to Cagliari, and like nobody really understands like how hectic it was. Like when did you leave after the race?
You have a better story than me though. My travel was quite easy.
Well, what was it?
Well, in the morning after the race, I went for a run at like 6 a.m. And then I think we left at like 8:30 the hotel, went to the airport, had the flight at 11 or something. No, must be later.
Well, where did you fly through?
We came, to Rome. We went to Rome, so it's very easy.
Tokyo, Rome.
Yeah, Tokyo, Rome.
How did you get that flight? Did you pay a lot of money for this? Okay.
You booked it. No?
You booked it. Oh, okay.
So what happens when you podium, Tommy?
Vasco. Okay, so he didn't research this.
Well, no, I looked up. Well, Drew looked up the flights.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's right. Mine was much worse.
Why are we? It feels like we're cooking up something for you here, Tommy. What was yours?
Well, I went from Tokyo to Seoul, Seoul to Rome, Rome to Sardinia. But yeah, bags got lost and there were 2 different flights leaving from gates that were across from each other from Rome to Cagliari. and gate 45, gate 46, they were leaving 10 minutes apart. And I was traveling with like a group of athletes, and we were all on the same flight path, except for the last flight. For some reason, we were on different second flights, like to Cagliari from Rome. And so they got on their flight. I waited in line and like scanned my boarding pass, and they're like, "You're on the gate across." And I was like, "Oh, really?" So then I went across. I got on the plane with Natalie Van Coevorden from Australia. They let her on. She got in her seat. Somebody walked up and was like, "Hey, you're in my seat." And she's like, "This is my seat." And they're like, "You're on the wrong plane." And so she had got kicked off the plane, and then the other plane had already left. And then my bag showed up because my flight was 10 minutes later than the first flight. And so I had one bag, but then all the other bags that everybody else checked didn't make the connection. And so it was like everyone had lost luggage. And then we also arrived at 9:45 p.m. and all the rental car places closed at 10.
That was a problem.
And so everyone lost their rental cars. They wouldn't let them.
Oh, they didn't look that up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they looked it up, but we were all like a little bit late. And it's like slightly late. And because they didn't have bags, you have to like wait till the baggage claim is done and then fill out the paperwork. So I was hoping you had a story like that, but you're just number one in the world. They just like pull out the red carpet.
I'd say the only problem is like with the rental cars, but we looked it up before, and there was this one place that if you like for an extra fee, they were open until midnight, and we arrived at 11, so we got there like 5 minutes before they closed.
Oh, booyah!
And I think that's like the only thing we had, but that was not even a problem because they were actually open.
All right, so research and pay more. That's a Vasco's ticket to life.
Well,
and we know why you got there so early, Tommy, because you've just been ghosting the world champion, the world leader at the moment, and you know that's your MO at the moment, right? Just shadowing Vasco.
I saw his number one on his cap, and I was like, I want that cap.
It was you that took it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna get it from you, but you already gave it away to the ocean.
You went swimming and got it.
Yeah, no.
Actually, after the race, I went to the water. I was looking for it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like, well, if it's close by, I'm gonna dive in and get it.
Was it like a gradual one of those where it just sort of, or did it just fly straight off?
I was slowly like, I think I got a few hands like that hit my head and like pushed it up a little bit, and then after a certain point when it like cones out and then it pushes itself out, and I hit a buoy. It was already in like the first lap. In the second set of buoys, like it just came out.
Sad day.
That was a hard swim.
The inspiration for being a front pack swimmer and out the front is they're many and varied, and not having hands all over your head knocking your cap off is just another one, right? Get out there, get the clear water. You know your cap's going to stand on your head.
There's like only two people in the whole field that get that experience.
Although, I feel like actually Cagliari is not a good race for the cap to stay in my head.
Oh yeah,
waves. I'm pretty sure. Like
wasn't it last year? Yeah, people
catch a wave on the way back, and you like pass a bunch of people, get out of the water, have no cap in there.
Yeah. Oh, so yes. I mean, are you a double capper anyway? Like, what are the advantages behind the whole double cap situation, or was that half?
It was before, but then actually once I had the problem when I took the caps off. It's like two caps and the goggles, too much in my hand, and one of them like kind of like fell off when I was taking my caps off, and then I got a penalty for that.
Oof, rough.
So then I was like, no, only one cap. That's easier to like, you know, hold in my hand and make sure I don't lose anything. But now I lost the cap. I don't know. You got any solutions here?
Don't wash your hair.
I think
if you wash your hair, then it gets soft and the cap slides off.
Yeah, I get like maybe 1 week before, like no conditioner on my hair.
Yeah, no conditioner. That's the trick. You look like a fool, but
I'll wash my hair like with dish soap. It's with like really strong. So it's like really like there's no
straw. Then you can't get the coffee and you're like, that dish soap. Dang it.
You've dried out from Yoko though. That was a pretty soggy one out there, but yeah, a brilliant race to have watched from afar, and a pretty juicy one to have been in the mix of, huh?
Well, yeah, indeed. Well, the race itself was, I don't know, was complicated race, being that I suffered a lot on the swim after losing my cap, because I had a really good start and then I lost the cap, and then I actually struggled a lot to stay there because
I'm so sad.
I got depressed halfway. Well, because nowadays haircuts, you cut the hair on the side, but then the top is still there, and that does not help when the cap comes off.
You need the full helmet hair. Keep
Yeah,
the sides longer. Go for the
and
the monk look.
yeah, I need to shave everything off. Maybe is that better?
You should do mine too. You do.
Well, we both shave.
Yeah, shave my head.
If you shave, I'll shave.
Okay.
Live. It's not going to make a great podcast, but it'll look awesome.
Right. Not right now, but yeah, in the middle, you're like, yeah, I was struggling on the swim, and hang on 1 second. Okay, now we're back to, I was coming out of the water, and now Tommy's got a bald head. Anyway,
all right, okay, getting back to the race. Yeah, I suffered a lot on the swim, which meant I came actually quite tired into the bike. And with was it Leo, Hayden, and Christian in the front, the bike went actually quite fast and never exactly had a lot of time to rest, being that I came very tired from the swim and the bike was quite strong. And well, therefore, when I actually got off the bike, I got cramps, which meant, well, I started running, I think, pretty much last of the group. And then I had to catch up everyone. Luckily, I did feel quite good running. But I'd say that was the unlucky part of Yokohama.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had the fastest run of the day, or as we say, the slow transition of the day.
That's how you look at it. Usually it's both. It's always both. I blame it on the cramps, but maybe it's just a bad transition overall.
You need some cranberry juice.
Is that good for me?
Maybe Doug knows.
I don't know the joke.
Okay, never mind.
Go on. Can we go there or not?
No. I don't know. No, it's not. I don't think so. Beyond cranberry juice is supposed to help.
Well, with less
cramps.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't think that's true or not, but anyway.
Did you have to go in like? Did Ollie say in the interview after that you went into like you had to go off the course? Did you? And like he said, like you had to go in a tent or something. I don't know.
Did I say that?
No, Ollie did in the interview. He said, "Oh yeah, how did you have to?" He said something about you going into a tent when you cramped up, but no, you just kind of ran through it.
Well, like it was more. It didn't take that long. It was like
build your own.
I need a little map, and then I'll keep
He
going.
put his timing chip on Matt Hauser and waited
You
for him
go
to
ahead.
come around.
In the last lap, you can change chips again.
He just handed it to you as he ran past now.
Yeah.
There was no tent.
Where it comes from. I just put my. It's like I've gotten before. It's like when I go down, like bend down and put the shoe on, like just my quads really cramp, and I just it cramps and you got like 3 seconds where you're in really bad pain, and then it slowly kind of goes away. And then I was skipping out of transition, trying to run. I could barely run. So maybe I just looked like a very happy boy to be running. I don't know.
The happy pain. Yeah. Is it too simplistic to say, like, had you not cramped up and you'd been able to stick with Hayden for the first, like, when he kind of made that breakaway with Leo, you had a lot of work to do and a lot of matches burnt, just kind of catching back up to your Christians and Kenjis, right?
Yeah, indeed. I would say if I had a good transition, I would have tried to be there and stayed with Hayden as long as I could. It's hard to know like how long I could actually be there, and I think it could have looked very differently. Like if I would have been there in the front, when maybe Leo wouldn't have let go either, like because Leo went with Hayden in the beginning and then also let go after maybe 1 lap or 1.5 lap or something. Yeah. I don't know, more athletes Hayden would have slowed down to maybe also save some energy for the like last lap or something to get away. Could have looked a bit differently, but I think Hayden, he's a very strong runner, so it's not like those, I don't know how much, 10 seconds I lost don't mean I was gonna win. But let's see what happens in Cagliari. That's what I would say.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Nice.
My transitions. and have some juice.
That's why I'm over here in the apartment, because we're after this call, we're gonna work on transitions until.
Well, Tommy's actually given us all tips on how to get through the waves. So I think that will be more helpful than the transitions time.
Well, yeah, you were waist deep last year when you kept Tommy like shooting. Who was coming? Like, were there any who was particularly good or who was particularly bad? I can imagine like a Matt Hauser was probably fairly.
Yeah, anybody who's tall was good, and all the short people got screwed. Like,
perfect. This is good motivation.
No, because like it like right when you enter the water, it dips down like multiple times, so like everyone trips, or like 50% of the people trip. And then once you get up, you still run in like knee deep water for like 100 meters, if not more. And then there's like little waves that are breaking. And so when we did the swim familiarization like recently, like 2 days ago, we were just testing out the swim course. There were waves that were breaking like, you know, shoulder high, probably 200 meters out. Because like
no, but that's the thing, because you usually in a beach start you have like, I don't know, like 30 seconds when you go really hard.
A couple big waves, you go under them and then you're good.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like you have maybe 3 minutes where you're fighting the waves and you're like constantly diving under waves, getting back, maybe even standing up again, because it's really like it doesn't get deep it's quite shallow in the beginning, so it takes a long time to get out of the waves.
It's super tricky.
And start swimming.
And
actually, the first start we did, like after 50 meters, I just stopped because I did a normal beach start, and then like by the third time we had to get up and start running. It's like I can't do it anymore. I need to rest now.
It was funny because like I don't swim anymore, but like I was doing beach starts with these guys just to like help them out because like my lifeguarding background or whatever, and like knowing the ocean and surfing and everything. So I did the first beach start with them, and like the goal was to make it past the break, like just go through the beach and like swim fairly easy. And when I got past the waves and I stopped, my heart rate was so high, and I thought I was gonna die. I'm like, oh my god, like I wasn't even swimming hard, and I was like, oh, it's because I'm out of shape. But then you guys all showed up, and you were like, oh my god, I'm so destroyed. I'm like, okay, good.
And I think the thing is also when you get there, if you're not a very good swimmer, because you get so tired. What I felt when I got out there, I wanted to start swimming, but like my arm like destroyed. I could barely swim.
And then you need to hold your breath to go under the waves, and you need to hold your breath. It's like literally 6
but
seconds,
like
maybe, but it's like so hard. Yeah, like
because you sprint, like you're sprinting, like running over the water, and then you have to dive and hold your breath for like, I don't know, like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's hard.
And like that really makes the lactate spike.
Yeah, and then for the race, it's 2 laps. So you need to go out, and then you need to come in through that, and then you need to go out again through that, and then come back in. Like there's going to be, if the waves are like that on race day, it could be completely different. But if they are like that, it's going to be break up the entire
field. I think
very
easily the groups are going to like break away from each
other.
other.
Some people's races are going to be over at that. Like honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if like on race day, a few people who are not used to the ocean didn't make it out. It would have been.
No, that you can easily, like if it's like it was when we did the familiarization, you can easily lose like already 30 seconds in the start.
Yeah, and every time you dive under a wave, the current was sucking you down the beach, and so then by the time you make it through the waves, you could be like 100 meters.
No,
like in the wrong line from the buoy. So going to be an interesting race day. Tune into triathlonlive.tv.
Be good watching. It's going to be good to watch from home. So the waves were when you did this a lot bigger than they were for the actual race last year, were they? Because
last year it was just like kind of wind chop and like probably waist to knee high waves, whereas like these ones were like shoulder to head high waves and like breaking much further out. So
you still had to run a long way.
Yeah, so last year you still had to run really far out,
because I think that's also very tiring.
Just running through the water.
Short people and tall people make a huge difference.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying last year. Like Jawad and Matt Hauser, they just ran like through the buoy, and they're just like, see ya. And then like Ella and like all those guys are just like eating crap right at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
It's like the sort of the race dynamics at the moment, like, you know, you had a really good swim. Even like, you know, Hayden was saying how well he felt his swim had gone in Yokohama. You were kind of tucked in on Henry Schumann's feet towards the end, right? Or certainly kind of came out of the water close to him. It felt like, I don't know, with like Vincent Louis not in the swim, does that change the dynamic quite a lot? Whereas maybe he would be one of the ones stretching. I know there's 5, 6, 7 swimmers that could do that job, but I wonder if maybe he's a bit more like predisposed to trying to do that from the start of a race, whereas others, if he's not there, might be a bit more inclined to just kind of
Yeah, I'd actually. Well, always depends what Vince wants to do.
Bless you.
Sorry. It depends what Vince wants to do in the race because he really can control the swim. And if he wants to go to the front and push easily, like the group stretches out a lot more than we did in Yokohama, I think. So, and that would be a big difference because I think you still have like Christian in the back that brought the whole group together, and maybe that would have happened anyways. But I think you've never had in the front so many people so close together, and that really I think that comes definitely from Vince not being there, because the way he swims, he's gonna go with Mark Devay and make it a lot faster for sure.
Yeah. And then, like, I suppose, the way that the race has been going, I know we're only 2 in, it's early days, but like, you're out on the course, Tommy, sort of watching. It was a 4-lap run in Yoka, wasn't it? And every time they came past, you're kind of moving around a little bit, I guess, but it's totally different. How much are you able to kind of keep tabs on actually what's going on in that race when you've got, coming out of transition, Vasco kind of suddenly quite far back, and then before you know it, Leo and Hayden have broken, and then Leo's dropped back, and it's Vasco, Leo, and Dorian together, and then Matt Hauser's come out of nowhere and whatnot. It's kind of, there's been some brilliant like final 5Ks going on.
Yeah, the whole race dynamic, I honestly have no idea what's happening. Like during the like after everyone's gone by, I'll text like my family who are watching on Triathlon Live. I'm like, can you tell me how many laps are left, or like, can you tell me what's happening? What's the gap? Because I don't know, like, and I'm taking pictures and I'm focused on like getting across and not getting in the way of the motos, and like it was pouring down rain, so I'm like hiding under trees and like trying to keep my cameras dry, and so like all I know is that people are coming by, and then like if I can look back at my camera and see the pictures, then I can see who was in the groups, and then the next time I'm like, wait, how did Vasco go from like 15 seconds back and now he's like near the front or whatever? I'm like, I wonder what happened there.
Do you have time to do that during the race?
Well, if I'm running from one place to the next place, then I'll like be walking, looking up and down at my camera and deleting photos I know I'm not going to use, and like trying to see who was in the group, and like so I try to delete as many as I can in between, like moving from location to location, but and so that's why I don't really know what's happening like in the race.
I think even when you're watching the race, sometimes like if you're not very focused on the at the race site, it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah,
like watching from TV, it's very easy to keep up with who is where, but at the race site, if easily when I was younger, I would go and watch races or like the older guys, and you start talking with your friends and you have no idea what's going on. You see them pass, like, woo, and then you're like, is this the first group, second group? I have no idea.
Yeah, and people will ask me, they're like, oh, what's the gap to the chase group on the bike or whatever? And I'm like, like, let me check my sister when she just rode. Yeah, and that's when I find out, like, from my family thread, is like when the feed cuts out. They're like, I paid for Triathlon Live and the feed cut out. I'm like, the satellites are down, I guess. I don't know. Like,
does that happen a lot?
It happened in the last lap of the run for the women's race in Yokohama. Unfortunately. So hopefully that doesn't.
Like for the whole lap?
The whole of the last 20 minutes of that. From almost like the bell to that was the last that we see. It was all recorded, so it's out there now on Triathlon Live on TV. But that was very different. Yeah. I think like half of Mexico just like going, what's going on? When? Yeah. Well, and obviously for Sophie's family watching at home, it must have been.
Yeah, it's technology. You love it and you hate it, but Vasco was asking if it was because of the rain or if it was your fault, Doug.
Pulled the plug. I was just going for the
most exciting race and like new faces. Let's remove this.
If I can't be there, nor can you. But I suppose Alex Yee coming back, and there's a lot of chat about Alex and Hayden sort of first race together of the year. But does that, I suppose, as perhaps proven by Leo in the championship finals, sometimes when attentions are slightly focused a little bit elsewhere, it kind of, does it give the likes of you and that little kind of an extra impetus, but also that opportunity?
Yeah, I'd say for sure all eyes at the moment are on Hayden and Alex, being that as races have been going well, the past couple of years, it's the groups kind of come together, and that means it becomes a runners race, and they are the two fastest runners. In most races, of course, that's not all races.
You had the fastest run in Yokohama. Need I remind you?
But I would say I'm more focused on myself, just slowly, like I was doing last year. Just I want to get consistent, because for the series, being that's the biggest goal, like a good position in the end of the series, you really have to be consistent over the whole season, and that's exactly what Leo showed last year. That even though he didn't win any of the races throughout the season until the last one, but still he won in the end because he was very consistent in all of his results. And I would say be sneaking behind would be more that maybe people don't see it as much, but consistently getting getting close to the podium at least. And last year I went from being, consistently top 10, and now I'm trying to be consistently, so far top 3, but let's see where I can keep it. But it's more like slowly try to bring my standard level higher and higher every year, and just every race try to stay there and be as close to the front as I can. Of course, if I can run past them, I'll try, and I'll try to. It's mostly just stay with them as long as I can. I know I have a good sprint in the end, so I'll save that for when Hauser's not there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does Matt Hauser say about your sprint?
Well, not that we got to see that anyway, because Hayden was too busy lapping up his win, slowed right down, and you guys almost caught him at the line, and he was kind of blurring anything that was going on behind him, so we couldn't really see what was happening.
Yeah, but Matt's sprint was incredible. Also, a bit funny thinking about it afterwards, because it was really, no one was expecting him to be there. Because I could hear Leo and Coninx were behind me, and I could hear them breathing, and I could hear how far behind a little they were. So I was controlling okay, I went for it, and they're staying behind, or they were not closing the gap directly. So I was okay, I got this. And then all of a sudden, just I start hearing steps coming closer and closer and closer. I'm who is this?
Sounds like a big guy.
That's what's crazy too, is because Leo and Dorian and Vince, the French guys are known for being the best sprinters. And then from Hamburg, when you were second in the World Championships, when it was the one race World Championships, you out sprinted Leo, and it was whoa, Vasco's one of the top sprinters. And then so it's Leo, Dorian, Vasco, and then Matt Hauser just comes by the three of you guys that are the best sprinters in the sport. It's what the heck?
Because that's what I was thinking. In the last, I think, because I caught up with them by 5K or something, and then I kind of by the time we caught up with Leo, I was okay, Hayden is far away, so let's try to recover a little, because I was quite tired because I had to catch up a lot until then.
You've been tired this whole race so far.
I was
tired in the swim, then I got on the bike, I was real tired. On the run, I was pretty tired, and then I ran up and I was real tired.
I wonder why.
Then when you finished, how did you feel? Were you tired or really good?
For some reason.
It blows my mind.
Well, and on the run, I remember thinking okay, I have these really good sprinters here, so I have to play a bit smart. I know I have good sprint, but also I kind of spent extra energy in the beginning catching up with them, so probably my sprint will not be the best in the end. So I tried to control it a little, save myself a little bit until, I don't know, the last K, where then I thought well, I have to go for it, because I thought in a 200-meter sprint, probably, the other guys were going to get me. But then I actually was able to get away. I was okay, I got this. And then Matt just comes past it it's nothing. We're
25-second 200.
Yeah. Incredible.
So I thought of this question before, but then we're way past it. But if you could only beat one outrunning Alex or Hayden, who would you want to beat?
Oof. For me at the moment, Alex is the best runner, so I would like to beat Alex, because that would mean I'm the best runner. But
it sounded like
exactly.
Okay, you'd like to beat them both.
Yeah,
we'll take that answer. So you'll out sprint Alex, but then you crush Hayden. That's it. Is that the dream?
That sounds good.
Okay. All right, sounds good. you passed Hayden in the sprint, would you do the Falcon wings ahead of him?
Oh, that'd be very funny.
Oh yeah, the Benfica Eagle, not the Falcon.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna come down the line, the Falcon or the Eagle? The Eagle, no name. The Eagle named Doug.
And yeah, so you know, you're number one for series leader, not just being like the highest ranked on the start line this time. So that's freaking awesome. But like obviously, the real issue with being number one is having to wait on the pontoon or on the beach for the next 60 athletes to have a mini biog about calling when they was like second in a European Cup 10 years ago or something. No, what is it? I mean, it's ages that you have to go and stand there for, right? How do you feel about that?
You should. He already went and rented a beach chair and an umbrella, and he set it in the spot. And so when he goes out, you can see him sipping a pina colada while the other people line up, and that would also be pretty badass.
That'd be very badass.
Maybe on a beach is a little bit different to being on the pontoon in Yokohama as well. Like, you know,
and the people come out, watch out, don't step here.
On the pontoon, though, you can like sit down and they can't tell if you peed, but on the sand, they're going to be able to tell. So just a warning.
Well, I'll probably pee anyway.
Does a lot of that go on at the start? Is it just people just emptying all over the...
Is this your first time?
Yeah, a lot.
You know how it's supposed to be blue carpet, but it's green carpet.
But you're lying on that quite a lot of the time, Tommy.
I know. It's terrible. I should bring a poncho every time with my pee poncho, but yeah, I suck it up and wash my clothes afterwards. No, not.
No.
I clean my shirt by laying in it.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, you're welcome. All the shots.
Yeah, on 2-lap swims, you sometimes see Tommy just hosing down the pontoon so he can get on it. All right.
Yeah, you need some dish soap.
Yeah, but you'd see when someone is getting the water bottle, putting it in the wetsuit because the wetsuit is so warm, you know, they're just peeing. That's a typical move. Like, no.
Yeah, and you always, if you see Vasco at any race, he'll be on the pontoon. He is the one that leans and puts his face almost in the water and like splashes himself. And so at that point, he's splashing water on himself so that you can't see the pee or wash it off.
So the trick is always like somehow like put water on yourself so you don't see the difference between normal water and.
So now you all know the secret.
Wow, so that's pre-race nerves all coming out.
I guess so. Getting yourself light before the race now.
Yeah, race weight.
Speaking of pre-race nerves, did you see? Christian was saying that before PTO Ibiza that he didn't get to sleep until like 4 a.m. on the night of the race. That sounds like a bad situation to be in. But kind of, you know, if you're Olympic champ and that's still happening to you, is that a fairly regular thing? If you sometimes just get kind of a bit caught up in a thought process and then you're like, oh Jesus, we're starting in 4 hours. This is bad.
I would say I don't. Yeah, and I was actually I think I'm quite nervous at every race. Like every race, I like on the race day, I'm like, oh, I've never been this nervous. But then I think the same thing every race. Like I'm always very nervous. I think that's just normal and don't like overthink it too much. It's just part of the show.
Yeah.
But,
don't care enough.
Yeah, but it is, isn't it? Sometimes I've had races where I was not nervous. I'm like, is there something wrong with me? And then I ended up getting nervous over not being nervous.
Nervous about the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I do as well, like, have many like pre-race nights that I don't sleep much. But you know, I just think I think one night without sleeping well doesn't really mean much as long as you've slept well before. So yeah. That's if I don't fall asleep, I don't fall asleep. Don't really overthink it too much. Just laying in bed and like I don't know, muddle the rest a little.
I was saying you're getting your sleep training from Kimball.
Kimball
is like, don't worry, if you don't sleep enough, it's fine.
I'll take a nap. We'll take a nap later on. No, that's what
I'm gonna find myself somewhere comfy to be later. That's cool.
Vasco also wears a diaper at night, so he doesn't have to get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
But you're quite the napper, right? Anyway, Vasco.
I really like
part of the Vasco race plan prep.
Actually, funny enough, I always if I can, take a nap before going to the race. So like if
If the race is at 6 a.m.
Well, that's why I say
No, yeah,
like almost like if I have time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wake up at 3 a.m. so that
Take a nap.
I can get back to sleep at 4 a.m. right now. But like, before Yokohama, for example, the race was at like 1 or something, I think, and I would wake up at like 7:30 or 8, went for a run, had breakfast, prepared everything, like the numbers on the bike, the backpack for the race, and then just before I leave, I go for a nap for like half an hour.
Do you set an alarm?
Yeah, but I've slept through the alarm once.
If you don't set an alarm, when you take a nap during the day, how long could you sleep for?
Hard to say. Usually, I'd say 1.5 hours, and then I usually wake up. But if we're in the high volume weeks, then I could go for like 3 hours.
Okay, danger zone.
Like,
I feel like 1.5 hours is like the max of typical athlete naps.
I usually like if I have the time, I'll put 1.5 hours. Like I'll put the alarm then because I don't want to. Otherwise, then I don't sleep at night, and then I nap more the other day, and then I sleep less. And it's like a vicious circle.
How do you do with like short naps? Because like some people do like power naps where it's like 10 to 15 minutes or whatever.
I always take a nap. Like there may be some days where I don't, but the rule is I always take a nap every day, no matter how little time I have. So even if I have 10 minutes, I'll lay down, and I wouldn't fall asleep in 10 minutes, but I'll still lay down.
Yeah.
And many days we don't, because we try to like split the sessions throughout the day evenly, so we have as much rest in between every session as possible, which means we don't put them together so much, and that also means that actually we don't have that much time in between each session, if you understand what I mean. And that means that many times between like the first and second session, we only have like half an hour where I can sleep, but I'll still just take that half an hour every day.
So you're always in a good mood. Are you ever not in a good mood?
If I don't nap, for
really?
Sure. Yeah.
And what happened?
I'll get angry at anything.
Yeah, like your roommates and will you be silent at the training session? Like people like Vasco didn't get his nap. Like,
well, like in the
like
morning, I'll be more silent in the morning as well. I always feel better after my first nap. That's when I feel the best.
And it's like not sunny out, but you have your sunglasses on and you're sitting there. I know you.
Yeah, so I was wondering actually, like, what the how the sort of, I suppose triathletes maybe train considerably more than a lot of athletes, or at least in different parts of the day. But yeah, it's what your kind of downtime sort of go-tos are. But obviously, it's basically PlayStation and napping, and that doesn't leave you for anything else, huh? What are the vices that you're kind of squeezing in there? It can't all be like such healthy pursuits.
Well, we don't have time for much. Like it's really like napping is my hobby, I'd say.
What about what goes on during the evenings, Vasco?
Wow, I cook dinner.
For who?
Whoever wants to come by.
That's a good answer.
So if you want to come by,
just hit up Vasco on Tinder.
Not before the night of a big race. Not on the night of a big race, though. Surely, I'm sure I was always taught that you shouldn't ever have sex before a big sporting event. Like, essentially playing football is the only thing I can base that on. But yeah, is that a thing? I don't know. Do you have a yardstick there?
Do
you test it?
Calendar?
Yeah, do you test it before?
I definitely don't think that's a thing.
Nobody tells.
That's an excuse if you don't have anyone.
So Vasco, that excuse.
I'd say wouldn't usually happen, but I don't think that's gonna help more or less on the race, no.
Especially if it's at 1 o'clock and you already get up and cancel everything out, right?
You don't sleep much the night before the race, anyways, no.
I don't know. I thought abstention is like it's keeping all your testosterone in, right? You kind of. I'm sure there was something in that. There was some science behind that, but
yeah, I've read stuff about that as well. I just
absolutely disregarded it completely. Yeah, nonsense.
Yeah.
If you go on his search history, that's what it was. Just research. It was purely performance based.
Yeah, of course. Only doing my homework.
Did you watch the PTO race from Ibiza the couple of weeks ago?
No.
Vasco's the polar opposite of me.
I don't really. I'd say my life is so much about sports that I actually kind of choose to not make it about sports.
He always ignores my fantasy league for cycling.
I was part of it once.
Yeah, and then he didn't pay attention to it.
That last no.
Yeah,
because all the Portuguese like riders.
Yeah.
That was it.
And you even said, I don't know what's going on over
Yeah, I have
there.
no idea. I didn't watch the races.
I was like, for sure, Vasco, he's such a good cyclist, like so strong, like so into it. Like he would be super into like the fantasy Giro d'Italia or like the Tour de France or whatever. And yeah, nothing.
Yeah, not my thing.
Oh God,
Same thing with
you're doing fantasy Giro Italias as well as fantasy triathlon, are you, Tom? You're doing the full.
The fantasy triathlon as well.
Yeah. I'll have to show you my picks.
But you were not because I.
Except every time I show my picks, it's really bad luck.
World Triathlon posted like who the best like fantasy.
The top picks were.
Yeah, you're not there though.
No.
No, he's quite far down, as you quite often are.
I pick the people I want to win, not the people I think will win.
Okay.
That's why you're always on
That's
there.
a good excuse.
Okay. I think that I want you to win, and I do think that you could win. So
sweet.
That's
Thank you.
why you're also there. But every time that I've like showed people my fantasy team, like athletes, they always have the worst race ever, and I was like, it's bad luck.
Oh,
So.
I have a few guys I think you should show.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show Hayden and Alex. Top
They're really
rivals.
interested. You should send them a screenshot of your.
Yeah, but also the good luck thing is going for runs or doing a training session before the race with the athletes. Because I ran with Sophie and I ran with you, and you guys, both of you guys, were on the podium. So
True. Tommy kind of embarrassed us. Me and Yellow were doing like a 1 minute race prep before the day before the race, going way too fast. Like I think we're supposed to go like race pace, which would be like 250 or something. We ran like 230. Tommy was still behind.
Tommy's in front of you running backwards.
And filming at the same time.
I saw that. It was like weirdly, have you got some sort of iPhone stabilizer business going on there? What was happening?
No, so I was just with my GoPro, and I was telling, if you go back and watch the video, like I sent it to Vasco, you could see like from the beginning of the minute, it's like a nice still video, and then like 10 seconds in, it starts shaking. 20 seconds in, it's a bit more. Like after 30 seconds, it's just like, like because normally like I can run and keep my arms still and like have pretty good still footage. But Vasco like put in this like surge like 30 seconds in, and I'm like, I'm not getting dropped, and so I had to use like both my arms, and so yeah, the whole footage for the minute like just starts getting crazy shaky.
Well, that's when like Yellow said like 240, so we were too fast. But I look back, you're still there. I'm like, okay, let's go faster. Let's see how fast Tommy can go.
Yeah, he wanted to drop me, but I wouldn't allow it.
Yep, didn't happen.
It looked quite smooth, actually. I've got to say, like I've always kind of figured, he's obviously a brilliant runner, but if with the two of you side by side, you're definitely looking like, I don't know, have you got a considerably longer run stride than he has? It looked like he was working a lot harder to do the same, to keep the same pace, basically.
Me or Vasco?
Yeah, who are we comparing?
Vasco.
Comparing me with
Yella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's asking why you're so much smoother than Yella.
Am I? Gotta tell.
Okay, yeah. We'll make him listen.
I think we look quite similar, no? Like, because we are like the same height, and usually if you look at the video of us running, we have exactly like the same cadence as well. So you'd be like together running.
Yeah, it probably a camera angle. But also Yella, so as Vasco said, like it wasn't supposed to be that fast. So like Yella was caught in between, do I just let Vasco go and like not be part of the video anymore and like hold the pace, or like do I just continue to go? It's only like 20 more seconds. And so like for sure, because he was holding back a little bit, and then as I said, like Vasco put in like a little surge, and so then like that's probably what you were seeing was Yella like, this is probably faster than what we should be going, but I'm not gonna get dropped.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Tommy out there earning your keep. That's good.
In shape. Well, Katie keeps him in shape. No?
Yeah, Katie keeps me in shape. And then filming you guys this last week has been I think so. You know the workout you guys did yesterday
On the bike?
Yeah, you did like
Yeah.
some 30 seconds, 30
I
seconds
heard
or
you
whatever.
like Yellow was behind you trying to keep up at some point.
Yeah, but before that, like my normalized power, I think I did like 375 for 10 minutes just to get the clips. Yeah. That was pretty solid.
It's way more than I pushed my interval.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
But I don't have to. That was my race. I told y'all I was going to eat white rice before getting the video clip. Just wake up early, go for a jog, and then take a nap, 30-minute nap, and then go to the session and show up and meet you guys with my camera.
Perfect preparation for the GoPro. I like it.
Nice. So I guess like from, what is it, kind of Wednesday, Thursday, everything starts to get a little bit more formalized into the build up to the race, does it, Vasco? No, not so much.
Not really. I'd say like stay as focused as I was before. I mean, we are here to race, and that's the main event. That's everything is about the race, but also we don't really like overthink it too much. You know, like just go about our day, and enjoy the life here. Eat some pizza.
I checked his screen time on his phone, and Tinder wasn't even in the top 10. So
I don't have it anymore even.
The focus is real, guys. I would say watch out.
That's funny. Now the season has started.
And which app screen time on?
Probably TikTok, actually.
TikTok, yeah. Doing TikToks or just watching like For You page?
Just watching.
Yeah.
Should I start doing some TikToks?
Mine as well.
We have some dances. We can do some dances together.
No.
Okay.
Well, okay, maybe one. But I made a bet with somebody. I forget who it was. Sometime for some fantasy league thing that they would have to do a TikTok dance for me, but I never got paid with the dance. So it was the one time I like won a fantasy thing. And I was like, yes. I can't remember who it was. Anyway.
So yeah, how's the what's the rest of the calendar looking like? Will we see you on any World Cups as well this year, or how are you kind of picking and choosing?
Well, as I said, the main focus is the World Series, so it's really only the World Series this year. Don't think I'll be racing much more. Well, stuff can come up, but the plan at the moment would be to race all the World Series. Maybe not Sunderland. Just to get the extra block.
Just to stick it to Doug.
Well, because we want to get a good block of training before the test event, because that would be what we are doing before the games next year as well. Mm-hmm. And we want to do kind of exactly the same preparation to see if it works well and if we need to make any.
You're just assuming you're going to qualify. I'm just
well, that's what I'm going to.
I'm just kidding. You're number one in the world, of course.
That's my plan. Like, okay, I'm not going to qualify.
No.
Planning to download these new games on my computer so I can start playing.
Yeah, it's I guess looking at a little bit more straightforward than ahead of Tokyo, right? But and Ricardo Batista is obviously kind of in the mix now. It's funny to think that I in my head consider Ricardo like considerably like from a whole like even newer school than you, but he's only a year younger than you, right? And then you've got like the two Joaos, Pereira and Silva, who are at the total opposite end of the kind of experience spectrum there. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting little playoff for those places.
We have a big gap there between the generations, I would say, unfortunately. So we have Pereira and Silva at the very end of the spectrum, and we are at the very beginning there. But it's quite hard because we have four people who, all of us could be there at the games. So, and unfortunately, one and maybe even two people could stay out. So, that's going to be pretty hard. But it is what it is. Could be me staying out. So,
yeah.
Not in my fantasy team.
Don't tell me that.
No. When you see Vasco like getting swept up by the waves, laying on the beach, slapped out of the race, so we know why.
Damn it.
Oh, sorry. God, you're like the cat that goes into the hospice and sort of curls up at the end of someone's bed.
When they're dead.
Is that like a thing people say? I've never heard that.
I've never heard it either, but I was just guessing that's what he means.
Hospice. I know.
Oh, it's like a cat of doom, isn't it?
No, what is that?
Doug speaks Portuguese.
No way.
Yeah, and he knows love poems. Can you tell Vasco?
Oh, I hear a love. Portuguese.
What's your
Still
best
listening.
poem in Portuguese?
All right. E aí, Vasco, você vai entrar no Tinder? Eu acho que vamos te encontrar. Meu amor para você sempre, mas amanhã é outro dia.
I like that. How much did you understand of that?
I just understood Tinder.
That was pretty much the whole content.
Yeah, I honestly was not paying attention at all. I was just laughing.
That was good. That was good.
The pronunciation
No,
is
it's good. Like,
so
where did you?
passionate.
Yeah, it's like it's because it's like Brazilian Portuguese, and they're very passionate. No, like the way they speak, it's very passionate.
That's a very nice way of saying you sound like an idiot.
Well, no. How did you learn that?
What's the difference? He lived in Brazil for many years, but how do you know the difference between Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese? Well, Portuguese.
How do you know
Like,
the difference between British English and American English?
No, I know, but how do you like? Does Doug sound like?
Yeah, he
Brazil?
sounds Brazilian.
He doesn't sound like British Portuguese.
No.
No, but I obviously just delivered a slightly.
Sorry, a Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's speaking in Brazilian.
Can you tell the difference between our accents?
Yeah,
Okay, Doug.
come on. Can we tell the difference between this? Yes, that'd be ridiculous. Just
Don't
because.
be
That's Harry Potter.
Yeah, hey, it's like Harry.
Harry Potter versus Tom Cruise. Freaking hell. This is right. We'll just end this here. No, but honestly, yeah. Anything you want on that bombshell? I've just delivered a passionate poem in Portuguese to Vasco. I think things have taken a turn.
Yeah, you're gonna translate. What did Doug say?
It was something
Tell it to me in English now.
I can't remember the whole poem.
Okay.
Because he really went. It was not like something he knew. It was really you came up with it on the spot. No, it was like, really
Yeah.
quite impressive. It was like I don't know. We will find you on Tinder, and tomorrow is another day. That was pretty much what he said.
That was the vibe.
All right.
Beautiful,
I'm vibing with
beautiful.
it. I am
Beautiful
married
poem.
to Vasco, so
damn.
chill down with the eyes over here.
I'm sorry. Well, gotta give it a try.
Brilliant. All right. Well, for anybody that wants to join in, then yes, the fantasy game is obstry.com/fantasy. If you're an athlete, join in as well. Just check Tommy's picks and make sure you're not on there. Would be our advice.
After it's closed, I think. I'm not sure, actually. We always screenshot and then share them, but I think it's not public until after the race. So after the race, you can go back in and see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sign up, Vasco.
Obsessed triathlete.
Ooh.
Vasco, he doesn't know anything about this sport even. So
I gotta look at start list for who's
exactly.
racing. A lot of pressure, no? Like, do I put myself?
Yeah, first. Oh. And then you have to think
first.
about it. Yeah. You can't predict anything, so you might as well.
And then work back from there. Yeah, exactly.
You, out sprinting Alex, and then crushing Hayden. He's like limping behind, like, oh, and then he's seeing the eagle fly across the line. And he's like, and whoever's fourth and fifth. Hauser fourth, and I don't know who you want fifth.
Well, these seem to be your picks already.
I'm just going off this conversation of who you'd like to beat. Redemption on Hauser. Who's another person? Yeah, give us your fifth. Who's fifth place in this scenario?
Oof, who's the fifth place?
Christian Blumenfeld.
Not that.
Put things into his mouth. He could have come up with something completely off the wall there.
He doesn't
Gustav.
like this.
That should be a easy one, right, Gustav?
What do you mean?
Poor guy. He's coming back. He's coming back.
I swear, this is all part of a master plan for Gustav. I swear, he's just going to do something absolutely insane on the beaches of Sunderland.
He's just waiting. He's just making sure everyone like forgets and like he doesn't know he's in the race, and then he's going to come back and just hammer everybody in Paris.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
That would be crazy. Gustav, my man, being called out. Let's go.
Just don't pick him.
Yeah, sorry, Gustav. Maybe that's why I picked him every single time for no.
That's the problem.
All right, guys. Excellent. Well, yeah, good build-ups to both of you. Look forward to seeing you out there. Tommy, work your magic. Vasco, likewise.
Will do.
I'll try my best.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye, Doug.